Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. At the time of recording of this video, the PlayStation 4 has sold almost double the units the Xbox One has sold. And Xbox One is a console that people including me love to hate. But if you look at it from an unbiased opinion, it is actually not that bad. It had loads of features back in 2013 that the PS4 still doesn't have. So why did it fail? And how can Microsoft win the upcoming generation with their Xbox Series X? Today at the Broke Gaming Company, let's find out. But whether you're a PlayStation fan, an Xbox fan, or the PC is more of your thing, you should hit that subscribe button. We upload videos related to gaming every week. One of the main and biggest reasons that the Xbox One lost out was the abysmal launch. The original Xbox was puny in terms of sales in front of the PS2, but the 360 had almost leveled the playing field. So Microsoft was coming off of huge momentum from the 360 and were flying high. In May 2013, this guy, Don Matrick, president of Xbox, came out to launch the Xbox One. And the whole gaming community was super hyped. Microsoft was the company to look out for. The community expected him to come on stage and talk about the future of gaming and next-gen gaming on the Xbox. But he talked about watching TV.
I believe we can evolve what you love to make it decidedly better and deliver breakthrough innovations.
TV. Yes, that fast. Did you see how instant that was? Go to Internet Explorer. Oh, nice. Gestures such as grab and pan and swipe up. Now, have you ever wanted to do more than one thing at a time when you're watching TV? Of course you have. Another amazing thing you can do on your Xbox. Skype. Hey, DJ.
Just make sure when you get to fantasy, you show the real version. You know.
When my player scores here like LeBron, I automatically get an alert that just pops up on the TV, and I can say, Chandler, and here's how he helps me dominate. Dominate. Xbox, go home.
This announcement was confusing and deflating to the Xbox fanboys. Of the hour-long video, only 15 to 20 minutes was about the games. The rest was about how Xbox innovated and more innovation to watch TV. It felt like a Trump press conference. They posed the Xbox One as a weird TV watching gaming device and also made an announcement about a Halo TV show which still hasn't released. Along with the disastrous launch, stuff like Xbox requiring an always online connection, a complicated way to share games which I can make a whole video on explaining. Let's just say it wasn't as easy as giving the CD to one of your friends. No backwards compatibility, and they made it mandatory to buy the Kinect with the console. On top of this, the $500 price tag destroyed all of Xbox momentum and actually put them on the back step. All of this was a big deal to the people and prospective buyers. They had high hopes from Xbox because they loved the Xbox 360, and this was just a huge drawback that they couldn't recover from even 5, 6, 7 years after launch. Sony saw this opportunity and completely trolled the Xbox.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation.
With no such thing as an always online connection, no game sharing restrictions, and $100 less on the price. And although Xbox backpedaled on their absurd requirements, no one was listening anymore. And all that momentum was with the PS4 now. Another aspect that hurt Xbox was the power of their console. As a form of damage control, Microsoft spent their next E3 totally focused on games. Don Matrick was replaced by this guy, Phil Spencer. He became the new president of Xbox. This guy was a big video game fan and had been at the company for a long time. They scrapped the Kinect requirement and lowered the price to $399. But they couldn't roll back the hardware. The PS4 had the better GPU and more RAM. All this meant that the Xbox was already branded as the weaker console, which obviously didn't help the bottom line. Another thing plaguing the Xbox One was the lack of exclusives. This is the thing that will hurt Xbox the most in this generation and the next one. The PlayStation has a never-ending and extremely lucrative lineup of exclusive games in every genre, like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted 4, Bloodborne, and perhaps two of the biggest games of the year in The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. All of these games have been critical and commercial darlings for Sony, and have owed to the success of the PS4 in a big way. While Microsoft also have their own exclusive lineups in Gears of War, Halo and Forza games, none of these are narrative-driven technical powerhouse blockbusters that Sony seems to release on a regular basis. Another thing hurting sales are that the Xbox exclusives are always on the PC and even play better on the PC in some cases. While Xbox has invested in some great studios in the past few years and promises to bring out great exclusives in the next generation, we still need to see something concrete from them. Over-reliance on existing IPs and franchise fatigue. As I said before, Microsoft have their own exclusives in Gears of War, Halo and the Forza game. And Microsoft leans on these titles heavily to pad sales figures. This leads to franchise fatigue for the players. The prospect of an 11th Halo game is not as appealing. And Xbox majorly needs some new IPs to win the next generation, especially when Sony knocks it out of the park with their new exclusives. Features that don't reach their potential. Despite the gold reception at the Xbox One reveal event, there are a number of gamers who do like the console's TV features. Or they did when they existed. Over time, Microsoft has slowly stripped that functionality out of the Xbox One's operating system. The Snap feature, which allowed gamers to watch TV while playing a game, has since been removed. And the Guide feature, which shows TV programming, is more hidden in the console's OS than it was at the start. Simply put, if you bought an Xbox One on its promise of combining both TV and video games, it's now failing to keep it. The Kinect is also all but dead now. The dedicated Kinect port has been removed from the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. And the adapter Microsoft sold to offer support for its new consoles has been discontinued. The few features that differentiated the Xbox One from its competition have disappeared. And when you're losing, that's not a good thing. All of these problems have ailed Xbox and pinned sales figures to the ground relative to the PS4, especially when the industry is growing every year. But it's always darkest before the dawn. There is some positive steps that Microsoft have taken to turning the tide. One of them being the Xbox Game Pass. The Xbox Game Pass is one of the best ideas that Microsoft has got. It lets you play over 100 titles, which include pretty decent titles and a lot of AAA games for a very reasonable fee, both on the Xbox and the PC. For the next generation, Xbox has introduced their Series X console. Xbox has been very transparent with their upcoming Series X console and even revealing the features and the design way ahead of Sony's next offering. They have improved on all of their mistakes in the last generation. They have introduced a console that is more powerful than the PS5. They have invested in various studios to build their own line of exclusive and have announced that the Series X will have backwards compatibility across 4 generations, something that Sony has not promised. And you can play older games at 4K 120 FPS. They have been slowly and surely building up the momentum for their console. Sony's silent opaque approach has also helped them. We have seen nothing of the PS5 yet except for its controller and some game. Whereas Microsoft seemingly announces new games, new features every day. This has built up a lot of hype for Microsoft and may well be essential for winning the next generation. But here's the thing. It all depends on how Sony's launch event goes. If they manage to mess up as much as the Xbox One did in 2013, then the Xbox may have a chance. What is the main reason for buying a console? It is for playing games, right? If they manage to build an exclusive lineup for this generation that can rival Sony's exclusive lineup, then they might have a fighting chance. But for now, even with the hype that the Xbox Series X has, Sony still seems to have the edge. Alright guys, that's been it from us here at the Bro Gaming Company. If you liked the video, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next one.